Today I'm going to show you how to build a chatbot like this that is collecting us as a lead and asking personalized questions to the lead to, in the end, collect the lead and then to save the email address. So it's asking us this initial message and we just say yes. So it's asking us a question, and now let's utter a problem that we have. And by the way, this is all based on Alex Mosey's closer framework, so we actually know that this isn't bullshit going on here, but it is actually a proven strategy that works. So it's asking us a couple of questions, and in the end it will ask us to provide our email address so it can collect us and anyone who's a fit for your business as a lead. Here's how we do that. The first thing we need is VoiceFlow. This is the platform we will use to build our AI agent on, and we're going to sign up for free. Now you can either put in your name and email and everything by yourself, or you just sign up with Google, which is what I'm going to do. And now this is my VoiceFlow account. There is already some projects in here because I work with this professionally. But nonetheless, we're going to go to projects and we want a new project, and you can just choose whatever, customer support, for example, give us a name. Name it like your business, for example, and go generate the project. This may take a moment or two. All right, and we got all of this pre-generated. We can basically delete it because we don't need it. So click this little thing here, go to, oh, you can see. Wait, if I move myself here, then down at the bottom, you can click here. This will be put to mouse if you first open it, and we want to put it to trackpad so that we can select all of this and then just hit delete, and now it's gone, which is what we want because we want to do this. Wait, change it back. We want to do this all by ourselves. Now, if you only build this chatbot to actually nurture the lead, so every lead that comes in, you just want to ask a bunch of questions, see how the lead is going, and then send it to your CRM, for example, then you do not need this first step, which I'm going to do. If you want to put this agent onto your website to collect leads there, then I suggest you follow along with this step. So drag it out and select the agent step. You're going to create a new agent. You're going to hit this little blue icon up here, and you're basically going to describe what we want to do with the agent. And this sole purpose of this is to answer questions, which is all we're going to say for now, that it is a support rep who's here to answer questions. Okay, and after it generated all of that, we can basically just accept it. Change the model if you can. If you're on a free plan, you will have a limited options. If not, then you can choose whatever you want. I'll go with GPT-5 because it's, I will go with GPT-4 Turbo because it's the fastest. Tokens, you can put this down, you won't need them as high. This is how long the message that the bot will send is going to be. So you can put this down a little bit, temperature, leave it as it is. Cool, okay. Now we have the core chatbot here that is just going to be on our website to answer questions. So there's not a professional prompt at all. If you would want to have a more professional prompt who's actually good at doing customer support, then there's a different prompt which you can get by clicking the first link in the video description. There's all the resources you need to actually build a professional chatbot. It's completely free, but for now I don't want to go into detail so much, so this should be enough. At the end of this, we're going to do 2 more tabs and now tell him what he's going to do. So initial message. Let's look back in our strategy here, the convo, do you want to become a lead, something that hooks the reader. And we have to inform him first that we are an AI agent because the law says that. So I just said, for example, hi, I'm your AI assistant. Do you want to know how we help? And then describe the dream avatar that the business services to achieve desired outcome that the business promises its client in 30 seconds. In the end, for me, this would be, hi, I'm your AI assistant. Do you want to know how we help software companies doing over $300,000 a year to achieve automated customer support and save a bunch of time in customer support, basically in 30 seconds. Let's see if this worked out fine. Let's close this and run the agent to test it. And let's see if the initial message we just wrote will come up. It did, but not exactly as we told him to. And this is because we don't have given him any knowledge about what we're actually doing. And so we will do this right now. This could be, for example, my website. If you have any more information about your business, any PDFs or anything, then you can upload them here as well. I'm just going to upload my website real quick because that's all we need. If you upload URLs, I suggest you choose the sitemap and then just write the URL of your website and then sitemap.xml. That way they will collect all of the subdomains of this as well. Click on tune and import. And it will train all of this on here as well. If you have any more information, then upload this in here as well. You can take your time. And now go back and see how it works out now. Okay, so I added onto the prompt the information you need is in the knowledge base. Close it and try again. And you can see it's working out just fine. Let's follow along because we want to create an exit condition. This means we want to tell them when to exit this question and answer flow. And this is, let's call this positive, because we want him to exit this conversation whenever the user agrees with, yes, I would like to know more about the business or any along these lines. Okay, so I just told him to exit this whenever the user agrees to learn more about the business or shows interest in the product or the business. And to be really sure, I'm going to tell him this as well. So I told him as well to exit the positive exit whenever the user utters deeper interest in the product or utters about a problem he has that the business can solve. And now to see if it worked, we have to pull this just out and put in a message and just write something here. So let's run this and see. And it's giving us the initial message. And now we just say yes. We want to know more, and it's exiting here. Awesome. Let's try another thing. Let's try not agreeing immediately, but let's try asking a question first. For example, what is a chatbot and how can I help my business? Okay, nice. So it's giving us the answer. Very cool. Let's just say that we really have a problem with customer support and we really need a chatbot. And he gets that as well. Very cool. Okay, so it's working perfectly fine. If you want to make really sure that he gets every lead that you have, then just basically not choose the agent step, but basically just pull this out, choose a talk step, and then write what he just said in here. So, hey, I'm your AI assistant. Do you want to know how we help your dream avatar to achieve the dream outcome you promise in just 30 seconds? So you can basically give it buttons, listen, button, plus, and then give him the option to say yes and to no. And then if they say no, you just connect that to the agent. And if they say yes, you just connect this here. You can do that if you want to be really sure that they get everything, so that you first lead them through this sales cycle and only then give them the option to ask the question. Okay, and the first message will be, we're going to say, sure, to help you better, I need to understand more about you and your business. And now we can basically start with the closer framework, which is the C for clarify why they're there. And basically we're doing this by asking them a question that will give us the answer to why they are here, why they have this problem. So we can just be straight and ask, what do you think is your biggest problem right now that you think an AI could solve? AI for me, because I sell AI. For you, that would be whatever your software does. Get a listen step, which is capture. And we want to choose the entire user reply and save this as just the C for closer, right? Clarify why they're there, create variable. Nice. And now we can do a listen for other triggers. So we save the reason why they're here. And now we're going to go to a next step, because the L in the closer framework is for label them with a problem. So we want to know the problem why they're here. And we're going to go to talk and prompt, create a prompt, tell the system a system prompt, choose another model again. Let's choose GPT-4 again. Okay, so we just had making an assumption about the user's biggest problem that he has right now, that he said in his last message, and summarize it. Here's the user's last message. And we're going to do these little funny, like these ones, these symbols, and just collect the C we just had. Very cool. We could try this, and they should give an output. Let's try this. So run the bot and say whenever he says something, cool. And let's say yes. And then he's asking us the question, what we think AI will solve. And I say, too much support ticket that my staff can't solve. Okay, he's giving us the summary, but he's saying the user's biggest problem is, so we have to change that. Okay, so I just said him to say, so it's fair to say that your biggest problem right now is X, and then to fill in this with your summary of the problem. Let's see. Let's enter a value here. So I just said my documentation is too big and no one is using it. And let's run that. Give the user the variable C as well, so he has a message. And we fill this in and hit run. And let's see what he does. So it's fair to say that your biggest problem right now is that your documentation is too large and it's not being utilized by others. Very well, it works. Nice. Now we will be choosing an agent, actually, pulling this in here. And we will be telling the agent, Okay, so we now just told him to determine whether the answer is yes and the user is agreeing or whether he's disagreeing. We will now give this one a name, just give it yes, and say the user agrees, and do a no do this when the user is not agreeing. Let's see, a yes will say hi, and a no will say no. Now let's just test this one here by clicking this little start icon. Okay, he's unable to make an assumption, so we have to start one earlier. Here, state them just some problem. I will copy this for later, so we can do these tests again. Is it fair to say, okay, well, we'll pull this out, and we will put this in, and then we will connect this, and we will do entire user reply, as saving as last utterance, and we will say him, here is the user's message, and the user's message is last utterance. And now we try this again, going here, tell me about your problem. My problem is that there's too many support tickets which our team can't handle. Yes, that is fair to say. And he said hi, awesome. So it works out. Now, cool to see that this works. Now we want to have these different options here. If he says no, then we will ask, so what is your problem in 1 to 2 sentences? So what is your problem in 1 to 2 sentences? And we will do this, capture again, and entire user reply again, and save this as create variable user problem. Nice, so we know that. Now, if it was fair to say that the problem was whatever he told us here, then we're just going to continue the conversation here with this next question, which is, so we have to see for clarify why they're there. We now know why they're here, and we've labeled them with a problem, either a problem that they told us ourselves or that we told them, hey, this is your problem. Now we're going to the O, which is objectify their past mistakes. So we're going to ask, what did you try in the past to solve it? And again, capture user response, entire user reply. You know how this goes. Create new variable. We call this O. Create variable, and we're going to give this to a talk step, prompt, new prompt, system. Choose this to GPT-4 and tell him to objectify the user's past mistakes. So just told him that. He will now objectify these. Close this off again. Very cool. Now after the O, after we've objectified their past mistakes, now will be the S, which is sell them the vacation. And at this point, we're actually going to make the CTA, right? This is the next step of our strategy, is to make the CTA. Because think about it. If you have a sales conversation with someone on the phone or on a Zoom call, then you're there for like an hour, you're speaking to each other, it's emotion involved. Over a chat interface, the user's in a rush. They don't want to have this conversation right now. We've just hooked him for just some seconds. So we don't want to have this whole sales conversation. We just want to ask 3 simple questions and then go straight into pitching, basically, which is just to give us their email address, actually. So we're going to just this and then get a talk step. Okay, so we said, based on what you told me, I think we could definitely help you out. It would be smart if Tim from our team contacted you to solve your problems more individually. This is something we noticed with the chatbot for our clients, that if we give a direct name of, I think it would be smart if this specific person contacted you, you can write a reason here as well, because he has 3 years in experience and he's a certified expert on voice flow, which by the way, I am actually. You can add these in here as well to give some credibility as well. It works really well. Okay, so I said, if you're not totally against that, just give us your email address and Tim will contact you shortly. And now we're going to choose an agent again, and we're going to create a new agent. Okay, so one thing you want to do, say based on the conversation, determine whether the user is a perfect fit for your business. He is a fit if the user fulfills any, or if you want to, all of these criteria. And then just list out some criteria about your dream customer. So like for me, that would be, it's a software company doing over 300K and they have problems with support overload and so on. So if he fits the criteria and is a fit, then exit the exit condition fit. Exit when the user is a fit. And if not, then just do nothing and help him with his further questions or whatever. So now if they are a fit, we're going to pull this out and get the talk step. And now in here, we're going to paste what we just copied. Very cool. The whole flow of exactly collecting the email address and pasting it into your Google Sheet is a very not hard but long process. So I'm not going to explain it in this video, but I've made another video which I'm going to put on the info card right here. It should pop up right now, where I explain exactly how to capture these email addresses in here. So you could just do that and you would just add the flow that you see in the video I put you in the info card. You would just add this in here, because otherwise this video would be way too long. So we still haven't connected this one, which is what happens when the user has told us their problem themselves. And we're going to choose this and go here as well. Basically, there's no difference. We just want to make sure that we have the right problem from them, because it's important further for these. And then we can connect it just up here. Now we publish this, so we can actually work with this on our website and stuff. And now I told you we're going to make this look cool. Remember, we're going to make it look cool, and we're going to do that by going over here to this little puzzle icon, and we're going to choose appearance and style. And now here we can choose everything about this agent. This is how it would look like and what we want. For example, choose a different color by pulling this around, upload a different image. You can design one in Canva or generate one with ChatGPT or put in your logo here. You can do this. I would definitely keep this header with your AI agent or anything like this, because the law says that we have to tell the user that he's interacting with an AI agent. But you could change these around. You can change these around, which is what the bot appears like if he's closed, right? And you can change the text in here as well if you wanted to. You can change the placeholder text here. I would definitely turn on the AI disclaimer as well. And in the footer text, you could put your website, your privacy policy, and you can turn off this powered by voice flow as well, if you can. I don't know how it works on a free plan. Me on the paid plan, I can just do this. So this is all we have to do if we wanted to make this look cool. If you wanted to make this look extra cool, right? I can show you how this looks like with one of my clients. Right here, this is how this very chatbot looks for them. You can see it's just way more professional. I made a video on how to do that as well, which will be on your screen here right now. You can just watch that and see how it goes. Otherwise, if you want to have a all-end professional chatbot, with more professional prompts and stuff, then the first link in the video description, there is a full tutorial and free template on how you can do that there. You can just download the chatbot there and upload it to your website. It's all explained in there how you can do it. First link in the video description is that, and I'll see you either in the group with the free templates and stuff or in this next video. Goodbye.